Welcome everyone, I guess we are live, to another fun live Linux live stream, which probably also could have posted somewhere else, but anyway, I didn't reboot for this binary only second capture, so no video of the machine, but coming tomorrow or something dedicated video. So we got a new faster UltraSPARC dual processor 1.2 gigahertz fine machine viewer, saw us here with our abandoned vintage there, and couldn't see that slow stuff anymore and donated a new fine machine. So certainly significant improvement here. UltraSPARC 3 plus Cheetah Plus there of UltraSPARC fame. Of course, I installed T2 already, the build, actually a dedicated build of today, so all the stuff 2020-08-18, which probably should be today, right? And yeah, dedicated build for latest kernel 5.8.1, built today, 16.14. So far so good, everything T2 being T2. A lot of stuff just works. The biggest thing right now, even X comes up, which I could show you if we would have a second camera. But one thing that, so the big thing that does not work, X comes up right now, Creator 3D, just like in my Ultra 30. And the only thing which probably the Debian people already knew since over 4-5 years is the fiber channel. So yeah, now I got fiber channel hard drives, but yeah, doesn't work because reasons. The stuff apparently not working since 5 years already, which is really unfortunate. You get here in this QLA, you get in the dmask like QLA 2XXX fiber channel host adopt stuff, ISP 2020 something, no matching ROM signatures, like yeah, whatever. So not sure if this ever worked or if this is a regression. We need to analyze this another day. But so some things to do, of course. One huge thanks, huge shout out there, of course. And also yeah, super hot here, German, globally warming summer. We have a freaking 30 centigrade Celsius, whatever, here in the freaking office. Installed this with BetterFS, compressed BetterFS another day, now with a much faster machine, of course, Grub 2, testing certainly in order. Also one shout out you probably want for this vintage stuff, if you see me here with SG Octane and so much more stuff coming soon. Probably I should dedicate some afternoons to capture here some proper videos. Because a shout out, if you want to get into this vintage stuff, you've seen me my other old vintage gear from over 15 years ago. So Ultra 5, Ultra 30, 400, 300 megahertz, or even my SG Octane dual 250 megahertz. Not that much fun because compiling stuff locally, and with this dual 1.2 gigahertz UltraSPARC, this is, I would call this the threshold of usability in this day and age, because when you emerge something here, it at least freaking ever eventually finishes. Otherwise, of course, we cross-compile everything on the epic thread-ripping AMD Ryzen 3950X. But local stuff, so I emerged here, compiled from source, black box, Perl, RxVT Unicode, and lib event for Tmax, and that built in some 20 minutes or so. Actually, 30 minutes. Perl alone took 20 or so. But you see, building a Lua, yes, small package just for illustration purposes, not that I would need it. Also, usually I use this for some random computations. And you see this built in probably under a minute, which we could check here in our T2 var ADM packages. I should probably have double checked the audio though. Lua, this built in 54 to, so yeah, 30 seconds. Well, yeah, so much to Lua and Perl. One thing builds 20 minutes, one thing builds 30 seconds. But yes, that is certainly much more usable and dedicated video sometime soon. We could do some things live, except always enjoying this is funny. This stuff tilts. Anyway, some people watching. Anyway, welcome everyone. Some of this is not updating in real time here. Slightly here. Also, probably this live streams I realized much better with my dedicated camera, which is probably why we need to reverse engineer this Epiphone capture dongle sometime soon. So some things we could do live together. One thing is, of course, creating here this WWT2 hardware. This would be hardware, how do we call it these days? Desktop, I guess, Sun. So this would be SVN MKDear Blade 1000, and there you have it, what we are rocking here today. Then this is, by the way, secure shell to this machine, right? And just if you were wondering, working on such a system. And Creator 3D, not the most outstanding, well, in terms these days. Anyway, I ordered another Sun certified open firmware compatible upgrade, so also for digital display connection. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for this. Fun another day. So VI is a menu file for that. And oops, oh darn, don't tell me. Probably probably native mouse would be. Yeah, oh, I hate native mouse support. This is so. Annoying, to be honest. Yeah, so adding this here, so that would be Blade, Sunblade, there you have it, and Blade 1000, and that would be SVN copy the Ultra 30, and there you also, your recurring theme, always something to do, so another day, certainly not tomorrow, but some other months or winter, also yeah, summer in Germany without aircon. Another weekend or winter working on whatever is wrong with this fiber channel stuff. Blade 1000, also with one less so menu from Sun. This would be Sun Blade. But yeah, if you look also, yeah, the machine larger than it looks on photos, and similar to the Octane, where I probably, in retrospect, I said this before, Octane rather large and heavy. Not sure if I would have got this as Node. We could actually have here, why is here names for people with, what is this even, Trap 3. If you get machines like this, it is 30 kilograms and as large and as heavy as a Octane for that measure, so you probably want to think twice if you really want to get this. But again, usability standpoint, also this has native USB. 1 gigahertz. Oh damn, this is. Leave in the comments below. Are you a fan of? Oh darn. Are you a fan of native? Oh, I'm certainly not a fan of native mouse support in fighting with this. Why did this not work before? This USB, so yeah, native, my first Sun machine was native USB, all the other ones in the Ultra 5 and maybe even the Ultra 30. I sometimes had USB in there, just an aftermarket card, but of course it works in Linux but no boot support. So SED, but yeah, then we continue in a second after filling this website stuff. New line with like end of line with some break here. What's end of line? What keyboard do we even have? Proc CPU info. That probably looks okay. Then also we could have LSPCI. And do we have LSUSB? Have we even cross-compiled that? Then we also do something, I already did some small things, which is improving our MKInit RD for this QLA fiber channels, SCSI fiber channel controller thing, for including vital firmware. Before we had no firmware, recurring theme here. I also found a typo for the serial. We enabled serial just in the kernel, just that it had a typo, and I fixed this typo. Of course, all of this doesn't give you fiber channel stuff, but yeah. So what is this whole tag? What do we have here? Logic, optical. So this is actually, let's delete this. Oh, wait a second, what did we delete? Okay, this probably is is there only one root hub? One root hub of OHCI. Of course it's USB 1, in case you're wondering. Yeah, probably that's mostly it for that. This PCI is, by the way, that. And another day we will have, also, yeah, this is an optional for Ethernet PCI card here. Anyways, to some more substantial stuff. I noticed some time ago I wanted another thing, but yeah, the day only has 24 hours and can't work each night and weekend. That we have here some old, really old stuff somewhere off here. So this is really, really old stuff, by the way. Is this even something usable? Where is this even? Oh, yes, even this is actually interesting. So yeah, this is super old stuff, rock plug. This is from the days before UDEV, and when there was hot plug stuff, and HW scan is even older stuff. So what I wanted to do for a really long time is remove this stuff, and certainly on testing and install ISO here on the fine UltraSPARC. The thing is, in which package is it even? We might have even, do we have like rock? So this is so long ago, even need to grab here where this even was. Case insensitive recursive rock plug of here, so stone mod. How do I even, did I position that there? So yeah, let's delete the stuff. So this is at least here. Stone mod. Hardware, certainly it's not even there anymore. So this would be rock plug hardware setup. This is conf hardware. Do we even still have this file? So interesting, that is empty. This is even used somewhere. So yeah, even at us a tiny little, it would be included, like if you, so this would be sourced, oh wait a second, I think I might sometimes use it. Hardware, we have there, what, kernel and hardware. Okay, maybe we leave the file. Sometimes I even use this file for undervolting and other CPU tricks and features. Kernel and hardware, so this is in system init. So yeah, hardware and kernel. Here's also hot plug actually. What is this? Echo proxies hot plug. Now this is really old-fashioned time for when there was a hot plug helper. Oh, this is also native. Thank you very much. Proxies kernel hot plug. Proxies kernel. Maybe it's not even there anymore. Maybe actually we probably defaulted to hot plug. So probably it's time to just remove this actually. It's like disabling this for, yeah, it's maybe we even wanna grab, okay, hot plug is quite some, hot plug debus, thank you very much. So maybe there are even some packages to delete, hot plug plus plus, including like maybe even this. It's probably not like this was on C++ implementation for myself. I guess it's time to delete this, because now this might be, is this udev or we just deleted this anyway. Yeah, it's time to get rid of this stuff. So this is apparently udev stuff, and certainly not worth at all. Actually, they say even base hot plug. Wow, there even still is. Yeah, let's delete this also in one go, because nah. Raise your hand if you remember when before udev there was a dedicated hot plug. No, it just anyway it's not even worth to check what. It's super old stuff. So hot plug was based in shell implementation, and I even before udev, like between devfs, which we used at Rock Linux, and udev, hot plug, freestanding hot plug was a thing. But nowadays, of course, that's in some part, as seen in the firmware hacking, more mainstream channel, done directly in the kernel. Back in the day, there was even a firmware loading helper that you could use cat firmware file to this kernel firmware, whatever. Anyway, yeah, it's time to spring cleaning, late spring cleaning, system init end. This, do we have? No, we don't have this in the history because we moved. Okay, we have this maybe still open here. So hardware setup. So yeah, I guess we want to get rid of that entirely. Hot plug. Oops. What is that even? Mod probe. What is that doing? Hardware config off. So yeah, hardware HW scan. Whoever did this, don't even remember that thing. Actually, I'm also. Do we even use etc? So man, what an old-fashioned stuff here. Rock plug. Hardware, man, is that old stuff. Ah, so this is only if that is HW scan. Don't even remember this thing. Do we even still have that also? Or? We don't even have that. Don't even remember that, to be honest. So I guess we probably can delete that entirely. And init RDs like, yeah, YOLO, whatever. Maybe one day rock plug is like, yeah. Single shot menu. And some of the stuff like clock and UTC, sometimes maybe someone wants to change here something. So yeah, mostly just deleting all the stuff. Flip. So much stuff, man. What even is this old-fashioned stuff doing? Conf kernel, what the heck is even? Bus USB devices, what the heck? have the feeling we mostly want to delete that. Store clock, zone, RTC, rock plug, so here. So the thing is that it's even a little bit dangerous. I didn't even know that we use that for, because on some machines I put their other IT, like SM bus, temperature stuff in there, so probably that is really not the best thing. So yeah, this doesn't leave us with much here in this menu kernel, so this is it's partially also ridiculous. I mean, this can then also go. I slightly wonder if we are left with, apparently not. Of course I didn't install it, so this would still be, well, this is here. We could still have an edit. Anyway, theoretically we could have added editing of etc.conf, whatever, but yeah, deleting this fun old stuff, I slightly wonder. Could check your targets for hot plug and spin hot plug, rootfs. What else do we have here? udef. Wait a second, what is even, this is extremely old stuff. I have the feeling we could theoretically, yeah, you see udef send. Once upon a time you had to manually udef send here in this kernel. Hot plug apparently. So yeah, that also means we probably don't have it here in package selection. So yeah, just deleting here some stuff. So that would be status for deleting hot plug plus plus. We could even, was there something else? Oh wait a second, did we not SVN RM hot plug? No. So yeah, this was this even, where did it come from? This was even official kernel, yeah. Once upon a time before udef kernel pub utils kernel hot plug stuff. Anyway, as late as 2004 apparently, yeah. So this is certainly time to delete. Maybe even goes in one go, because removed way obsolete hot plug and hot plug plus plus. I guess nobody is calling and wants that back. Do we have something else to show? You know what, maybe that. I should have actually started this. Anyway, so yeah, spring cleaning in a thunderstorm and this plug stuff here. But yeah, so this is working natively on the UltraSPARC, so this is certainly, well, it's VI, certainly. It's theoretically, it's 2020, but VI Vim should certainly work halfway decent on a 40 megahertz 386, but then again, sometimes it's not the most snappy. Anyway, also, yeah, visual instruction set. I'm not sure if my other Ultra 5 had Viz 2, but yeah, dual 1.2 gigahertz, certainly very nice. As seen in previous videos, still cleaning. Yeah, Xen tools also not updated in a decade. Some stuff certainly. I really wonder. So here's again. What is this strange? Oh, is it? Or maybe it's this scrolling here, and because I wondered the other day already. Oh, this is probably scroll back here of this stuff. Yeah, probably should be. So anyway. Deleting quite some stuff. Maybe we should actually test that, because always when we test it, it doesn't. You know what? Instead of rebuilding it, let's just get this stone mod. Was it stone? Yeah, or hardware. That would be etc stone mod hardware. Let's see if that still works. Local, yeah, it's a little bit little now. Oh, we deleted most of it. Theoretically, we could have added, was here not added etc conf kernel or... Oh yes, wait, what? HW scan etc conf kernel. I thought we actually, let's grab etc kernel in all this. What, we don't have etc kernel? Oh, wait a second, it's conf kernel. Grab that in those files. Okay, that's what I expected. And do we have hardware or etc hardware? By default, I guess these files should be empty or nearly empty. Actually, yeah, there is some example stuff in there. And what? There's even HW scan. Are you freaking kidding me? Base. Maybe actually I should grab for HW scan and see if we have more. No, we don't. But hot plug probably mentioned in general in some things here, but hot plug still not out. Contrib? What the heck? Are you kidding me? What is that even doing from the puppy Linux guys? I guess read kernel events, write them to still not out. What the heck? Why even? Probably candidate to delete as well eventually. Anyway, etc conf, so that would be base. This files etc conf. Oh, no, this is empty by default. Interesting. Then that probably was modified by the stone module for, yeah, etc conf hardware was modified. Anyway, yeah, some people watching, which is interesting. I realized, yeah, the second camera adds so much to this setup. Certainly, if you see here some nice Sunblade stuff, but didn't feel, yeah, probably also more successful streams reverse engineering this capture dongle. Let's delete this stuff here and or maybe we even delete, commit this in. This was this 5 init removed obsolete, what is it even? Hot plug. This was previously executing this init. Earlier should have actually saved that. So that we don't get this silly question always, and commit. So yeah, cleaning up this, you have seen this in previous videos. There's always so much you can clean up, and actually here was trading white space, exactly what we otherwise also don't like the most. So yeah, this is stone removed, obsolete stone HV scan versus hot plug stone module stuff, or actually glue. Mostly, I mean, it didn't hurt the most, but certainly doesn't help if you have totally outdated stuff in there. Right now, as I said in the beginning, fiber channel stuff doesn't work. This was QLA, really a pity here of this stuff. So I attached an external hard drive to install this to the Symbios Logic SCSI bus thing here. So performance could probably be a tiny little bit better with this internal fiber channel disks to be investigated another day. Theoretically, yeah, some people tuning in. It's a pity we don't have this second camera, but yeah, which is your preferred daily use distro? My own, thanks for asking. My own, that would be what we are working on here, etc SDE. I don't use anything else. T2 SDE 20.6 here of where even would be our browser from where we are live streaming here and what we are running on this. Certainly not using anything else. That would be, in case you're wondering, here. T2 SDE. And yeah, we also need to work on the website, not only, which is actually pretty weird even. And sorry for sweating in this German, yeah, thunderstorm stuff here, 30 centigrade, not making this up freaking so much to why in many other countries you have freaking air cons. And anyway, global warming, not the nicest thing for growing food and living conditions. Yeah, pretty many people watching, surprisingly. What else could we do here? All right, we also have the website to finish. And the other thing I probably committed that also we have one more thing to do actually. Let's maybe do this in a second. www.t2. We have here the hardware listing of Desktop Sun, and could also finish that and commit that. Of course, another day we need a picture for that. In recent times I often committed those without a picture because whatever. So to add some nodes, Sunlight 1000 nodes would be the integrated, what exactly is this name even? Actually, we have this in the NSPCI. That would be, wait a second, here's, wait, this is freaking, well, of course this workstations were pretty expensive, right? So the list price was 20, if not 30,000 Deutschmark in 2000. And apparently you got two Symbios Logic SCSI controllers here, plus the, where would that be? Wait a second, this, here, this QLogic QLA 64-bit fiber channel adapter. And so that probably would be one external and one internal. I didn't even check that before the video. This SCSI, yeah, that is SCSI host 0 and 2 for the DVD-ROM and externally attached. And this is even not attached with 60 whatever pin ultra wide because I didn't have the freaking matching cable even, so this is with a narrow adapter there for losing probably half of the performance there, in case you were wondering. Anyway, the integrated QLogic, oh darn, can't mix this stuff up. Do we have N now? We don't have. Darn, I so hate this so much to Vim disable mouse support console. Damn it. Set mouse, what is the issue? The command disable, set this in your vimrc file. Who would even want this? Leave in the comments below. Who is a fan of that? I hope that leaves us with copy and pasting here, so that would be VI of Z. Historically, I even used, wait a second, detected wire processing, line 2. Yeah, thank you much. Line 2, whatever. I guess that was it. Does this, hopefully, no, this still has some. Doesn't totally disable that. Oh, maybe that works. Only live on this channel. Historically, I rarely used Vim. I always used NVI, but no, NVI uses BDB and stuff because yeah. This maybe work only for LSPCI. So yeah, maybe I should make this a default. Leave in the comments below. If you are a fan of console mouse support, or if you just want your old-fashioned text copy and paste. Let's see. Don't tell me this still doesn't work. What the heck would happen now? Apparently still has some mouse interaction that. Oh no, that worked, whatever happened before. Anyway, leave me in the comments below if at T2 maybe I just disable it by default because nah, YOLO, don't need this fancy mouse support that really annoys me and kills my productivity, but yeah, 2020 fancy features that kill productivity does not appear to work. Yeah, not sure if it ever worked. Does not work. At least since like 2005. Yeah, really pity the driver is there. Whatever is going on there with that. Yeah, introduction, Sunblade, nice. High-end, nice, high-end, and sophisticated, well built but certain heavy Sun 64-bit Sun Ultra Station with built-in and fiber. Also, it doesn't work. Anyway, that probably could work. Let's commit that as well. Let's bring that online. Does it even, are we still, hey, 110 frames. What even would be my password? no, that apparently worked. Anyway, so yeah, always something SG Octane stuff to do, some UltraSPARC stuff to do. Even on the previous machines I had, Ultra 5 doesn't turn off anymore. I think there was something else, yeah, Ultra 5 accessing the floppy oopses, at least the last decade or so. Theoretically, all of this which we can find, take a look into and potentially fix. But actually, probably, I mentioned this before, I will most likely not fix all of this stuff if it's not important enough for people at major distributions like Debian and so on. Then I will probably also not do that anymore. Let me think on which of our data center machines is the T2 website. That would be that. I guess I probably can show that after logging in. Let's bring that online also, the package matrix. And yeah, probably I rather do this in the microkernel, which will continue sometime soon. Yeah, not spend here, because fixing floppy, the kernel developers, I think they might have disabled that. At least the last time I checked some months ago, the kernel module wasn't even there on the Ultra 5 anymore. And yeah, floppy is certainly not the most important, but if I already write code like this then for our own microkernel, because why not? So yeah, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for microkernel stuff on potentially the Sun stuff. Certainly not all, maybe one of those machines, maybe Ultra 5 or something for start or something of that sort. And so of course certainly x86 virtualization, because virtualization, and then one ARM example, one MIPS example, so probably one maybe SG Octane or O2 or something of that sort, just proof of concept. Let's see how far we get in a decade or two. And yeah, let's see if that is online. That should give us here some nice listing of Sun Blade 1000, and yeah, it's there. Always good as there are not so many people googling for this stuff. And yeah, I've not even tested, so I just got this in the office today and couldn't resist to get this a little bit working. It's a pity it's on the external drive. Certainly the internal fiber channel drives would have been cooler. But yeah, also another day I need to work here on, yeah, there's always so much to do, not only deleting vintage code and fixing fiber channel stuff, but working on our artwork, and probably I need to modernize that menu stuff here, CSS stuff, and certainly we are not in version 8 anymore, so yeah, some graphic artwork and stuff sometime soon. Also, yeah, the next video, so don't forget to like and subscribe. There will be a dedicated video showing you this fine machine, which, yeah, like pre-edited videos similar to the Ultra 5, Ultra 30, SG Octane, and other fun stuff coming soon. I hope you enjoyed this live session of hardware listing, deleting old code stuff that I had to do anyway. Actually, another thing is we have still some people watching. We could check here also, yeah, you see this is so much snappier. Certainly it should be maybe around 6 times faster than my previous fastest Ultra 5. This would be UltraSPARC. Hey, we have here UltraSPARC 3, and this is what we have here. I'm not even sure if we have this in the config here. Let's check that. But did we? Why do we rebuild this? Did I not? Yeah, theoretically we could also get rid of this warning. It's an upstream Lua old version that we use in T2 here, maybe. Yeah, compiling Lua, you have seen this just right now, 30 seconds. This slightly older version, maybe slightly faster. But yeah, more interesting stuff certainly coming soon. Dedicated video about this, plugging in a DVI output XVR 100, testing that. But then we have here apparently, so this is probably a new option because we don't have that here. So let's quickly add this. Usually this doesn't give that much, but if this option is already there, why not add this while at it? And then certainly microkernel. Also, alright, very theoretically I have written low-level code for Yes, you see so much interesting stuff, but I'm slightly tempted to. There was a 3D Labs Permedia 2 Sun card. The only problem is it only has analog VGA output. Slightly tempted to also get this from eBay. But the usual problem, people want 50, 60 euro for that. It's not really worth it. If it would have had DVI, I would got this. Would be quite cool, I think. So the XVR 100 didn't have hardware isolated 3D drivers on Sun Solaris side. The Permedia 2, not really sure, maybe. But would be slightly tempted to do Permedia 2 acceleration just for the fun of it, in line with my other videos. But yeah, let's see. So we have here config in. So we have here Ultra. Wait a second. We have here UltraSPARC. What did I? Oh, this would be UltraSPARC. Okay, I misread this slightly, tiny, little bit, whatever. This is already UltraSPARC 3 there. Let's see if we have Niagara. What else do we have? And M8, so Niagara 4, Niagara 7, and M8. M8 is there, whatever, the very latest. Let's see, do we have that already? Niagara 7, apparently there is one new. That would be M8. That is, yeah, certainly doesn't find the way to myself. If you are at Oracle and want to donate one, be my guest. Certainly the latest highly parallel Sun Spark M8 datasheet of yeah, only live on this channel. Spark M8, second generation software, silicon, whatever stuff, maybe even partially open source. So Spark T8, M8, V9 cores, 5 GHz. Wow, that's quite a thing. 256 hardware threads. Yeah, so the previous, as seen on previous videos here, the Niagara stuff was already. Sun loaned me one for 6 weeks a decade ago, long before there was YouTube. But yeah, 20 nanometer processes is certainly quite some generations behind, latest and greatest. And why this is as usual. Why I would personally not buy one, but if Oracle want to send one over, be my guest. So M8. This is Niagara 7. Let's say, of course, had to rename it for marketing reasons. M8. Hello, where's M8? Anyway, T-series here is something with M8, M7. Partition and visualization, T8, T-series, M7, confusing stuff. Yeah, this is when you rename the stuff mid whatever, then slightly wonder that it sometimes looks like it was. Oh, wait a second, why is here T8, M8? But whatever, if nobody knows this code names, and yeah. So yeah, this is 2015, the M7, 256 Spark M7 microprocessor, T and M series. We're introducing the same processor. Whatever was the difference. Yeah, whatever. You get the idea. So so we have also only real with who spotted the typo. Not sure how this slept in. Last minute there. We could actually test. So probably usually, if we don't test it, then there is a typo. So following our own recommendation, testing, more testing. But as you see, these machines I'm totally happy, not always not sure if, maybe I should have asked if they want a shout out. I'm not always not sure with this shout out, but certainly highly appreciated this private donation here through YouTube and Twitter stuff. Really amazing. People supporting the community, especially people like me spending way more time than I should testing and implementing stuff. Let's emerge something. What would be fast and would be fast and hello caps lock. Emerge of Lua. I emerge for the fun. Like okay, let's. What would be fast? But I slightly wonder if S tools are installed. Not installed. Interesting. Yeah, let's see. So this theoretically could be segmentation faulting with like illegal instruction faulting. So libmnl. It's unfortunately will take a minute or two. But what I wanted to say, super thankful for this donation because I said this before. I brought other stuff from eBay, the number 9, the MT32 for our growing step of even a PS3 dev stuff for better developing PS3 stuff and also new SGI stuff. And this hobby is certainly relatively expensive, certainly in no relation. Cannot run C program. Maybe we got an, oh no. That's exactly what I thought we might get. Let's do this again with force for lure. So don't have F for force. Yeah, probably. Yeah, this option handling historically I would have done it slightly different. It's slightly confusing with not really GNU standard of short and long option. Yeah, no, it's what it is. So yeah, highly appreciate it because honestly, of course, if you buy this for list price on eBay, sometimes $400 or $500 or euro, of course not the best bang for the buck unless you somehow have historic attachment to that, working at Sun, Oracle, and desperately want one of these machines, or some Sun software for some reason. But of course, some epic thread ripping stuff is much better bang for the buck. Yeah, so as expected, new Spark instructions, not even sure which of this would be. Actually, we can find out. Let's see what they generated there. Let's run this. Let's view, that was it view assembly, no, layout SM, and so this would be CVBE here apparently. Whatever that does is maybe conditional. What would it be? What would this instruction be? I guess conditional. But yeah, so this works in principle. Compare and branch of whatever stuff. So yeah, this works, but illegal instructions, just like on AMD x86 PowerPC stuff. Commit. You know what, we could theoretically, yeah, let's just for the fun switch there to another. There was a PDF, darn it, this was CWBE. Compare and branch if greater. Really interesting, that is a new M8, so this is the last thing that should work here for us. UltraSPARC 3, obviously, which is also something I couldn't test ever. So let's recompile Lua, not what would be the Lua and tool? What would the compare? I slightly wonder. Possible construct CB condition produce non-delay. Oh, this is non-delay slot. Ah, that is the difference. Previous video. There on my main channel, Spark and stuff. That is interesting. Non-delay slot branch always instruction using compare and branch conditional with 2 0 value operands and a branch if equal condition non-delay slot. Interesting. There you have it, and we learned something new because CB non-delayed control transfer instruction, it has no delay slot and no null bit. Interesting stuff. Compare branch instruction operate similarly to an integer comparison followed by conditional branch with a few differences. Use only temporal conditional code. CCR is not updated, so yeah, avoidance of conditional code references and shorter branch race. Interesting stuff. We learned something new. So yeah, that certainly should probably create way more efficient. What is it? Unrecognized of what? Not sure if. Wait a second. Either I wasn't watching that. Oh, don't want to force it so much to using force there. What happened with our download? It could simply be I Control-C it previously and the checksum failed. Hopefully only. I guess it was this thing. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, probably I urgently need to know this build. So yeah, the only pity is don't have the second camera for so much stuff to do. Certainly sometime really soon reverse engineering this Epiphone capture dongle, or actually, well, certainly someday we need to do it anyway, or getting another capture dongle anyway for better camera views and angles, redecorating the office here for better Hollywood kind of presentation. And this is also what I mean, instructions architecture, previous video on the main channel there. But in general, you see the limitations of compile once, run everywhere, because even for myself or Red Hat and SUSE and stuff, Ubuntu might not even have Spark releases, but yeah, you see pretty snappy in comparison to the UltraSPARC 2 400 MHz Ultra 5. You can actually really get work done with that, and it was at 4, and that works. And the drawbacks of this compile once, run everywhere is with this more optimized delay slot, non-delay slot, conditional code stuff, and so on. We have seen this on RISC-V MIPS previous videos. If you don't go the T2 Gen 2 T2 route of compiling this on your system, you will never have as optimized binaries, and I'm as much as getting over my head here with all the stuff I dream to do, like a compiler and microkernel. Would be really fun to see how far we get with. I've even done this already, right? Previous videos, YouTube Spark just-in-time compiler, JIT Spark. Watch a guitar video or drum video and get only that recommendations. Continue coding your Spark JIT. Started that already. Would be really interesting to see how far we get with our own keep it stupid simple, better programming language, but maybe C front end, and have some like nearly as fast as TCC tiny C code generator, but a little bit more readable source and more professional source structure, something. But yeah, so much to do in the future, and why this machine's on my side. Octane, UltraSPARC will certainly get fair use out of that. Alright, we wanted to commit this. But yeah, certainly thank you very much for watching here and supporting this just with views here on YouTube. If you want to support this even more with hardware donations, for all the stuff we are doing. We are also on Patreon here, where we have some amazing people who support this various works on a monthly basis. You certainly could take a look if you wanted to. Added new Spark, on the realist type of Spark. Was it M8, right? M8 GCC compiler T station. Why is this not loading as usual? Are we even still live? Looks live, dropping frames here. So yeah, if you want to support this with just $1 a month or 2 or 10 or something, maybe I should actually add a middle ground there. So yeah, 34 patrons, approaching $100. Certainly pretty amazing. Another thing that is bugging me, the fun thing is, I'm more with my German English here, more into US English with iced stuff, with set and color, with U and stuff. Funny anecdote. I remember in Rock Linux days in 2000, 1999 and stuff. Funny anecdote. People kept sending patches, right? So we changed some like random people on the internet there. Kept sending patches, so making clear Wolves are crazy. Like 1 year they sent, hey, spelling correction optimized with set, then the next UK, Oxford, British English person sent in with S. And yeah, I have to say this because we hopefully don't have color with U. I hope actually we have color with SVN base. Let's see, scripts and MISC. At least no color packages, apparently maybe, but now whatever. Clear color, external, there you have it. But let's maybe also, as a low-hanging fruit, because it's bugging me for 20 years already, and hey, now it's since 15 years my fork, and the only resemblance of Rock Linux. Anyway, optimized. Actually, the question is, do we have optimized? Of course we have optimized with set. But with S, it's like, yeah, theoretically we could internationalize that. But nah, YOLO. So optimized, so here's too lame. Optimized MPEG stuff. Deconf. We mostly have it in scripts, not in scripts, but probably mostly architectures, right? So let's maybe SED substitute, because capitalization stuff. Optimized to optimized. Leave me in the comments below if that triggers someone. I certainly hope not, but oh, wait a second, this also is wrong. It certainly touches all architecture files, but nah. It's not really necessary, but it's in my opinion, this, yeah, for the most part, simplified English, why not? The only thing is, the real drawback is that it destroys, or it makes, well, it's working with SVN or git blame with the history. It certainly disturbs the history of touching all the files and all the lines, but whatever. But so yeah, so this is now optimized. This is how it looks then, because each time here's actually optimization. Here's still, we need to. Good that we took a look. There's so much checking, double checking, testing, more testing. If you actually test, you always find something. If it's just some other non-translated thing. Leave in the comments below if you prefer British or simplified English, if that triggers you, or if we need internationalization, if we need I18N or I10N for Z. Let's SD here, optimization. Actually, wait a second. Oh, this is funny. Wait a second. Oh, nearly. What was it even? Okay, that is slightly funny with this simplified English. I mean, color is color. But hey, here watching you live on this channel, debating the correct spelling of British versus. Oh, this is so wrong. Maybe also finally delete some T2 example targets here because they're just so freaking old. Maybe not. No. Anyway, what probably would be better time spent here would be more board configurations for Raspberry Pi and stuff. This is not funny. This looks really optimization. Previously this looked more like. Now it is S here instead. Now this is funny. Now this somehow triggers me. Triggering myself like on this channel. Probably that is the correct simplified English spelling of optimization, right? Darn. Why is this Google so slow today? Anyway, you know what, maybe some more regretting that maybe after all, maybe it's not the most worse actually. What does it say here? Oh, wait a second, the simplified English spelling is with set even after all. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, but the thing is, of course, English, simplified English Wikipedia, and maybe we should actually have it. This is why this triggered me so much. Somehow that looked wrong. Let's see how that looks now. Wait a second, why? Oh, maybe because, oh, this is why. Optimized in and help, not really sure if we have something in the help file. What was the other SED? Optimized and that simply didn't match a file. Maybe I should watch more closely what we actually do here for error messages and codes. Anyway, that's mostly it. But yeah, after 15 years, maybe in retrospect I should have done it 15 years ago, but there were so many more important things to do than that. Optimization. Yeah, call me, but hey, new world. Don't call me old-fashioned, we now have simplified English spelling. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you learned something. Among other things, that maybe spending your hard-earned cash is not the best thing for this stuff on eBay. Yeah, maybe. But the thing is, in the US you find this much more often. Also, actually, pro tip, people mentioned this before. Not really sure, do we have more people tuning in here? Or does this not update? Always a little bit, actually, no new comments. But that's fine as well. In the US, in the States, you find most government state auctions of either often, sometimes even not necessarily used stuff. You know, this government buys some stuff. Why is here escape codes of what the heck is that even? But yeah, partially, what So yeah, or on eBay, of course, much more gear in the US, you know, the NSA, CIA equipment and whatnot, and other similar such stuff that is simply in less supply in the EU, and certainly then shipping, certainly even if it's cheaper in the US, shipping is killing it for this heavy duty machines. And yeah, more options, more, and also auctions. Sometimes you can even auction this for $1 or $10 or stuff that's certainly much more financial viable there. How many have we touched? All but not help files. What would be in the help file for that? My optimize. Why did we not? Optimize. So much for double checking. Optimize. Now we have also help files, because yeah, not that would be the greatest help, but please select the CPU you want to optimize for. Anyway, only live on this channel, spelling in config files. Anyway, that's it for today. This also, I saw there's some red actually. What would be the? I think there were some double spaces. Okay, at least there was not the most. As long as it's only there, not really sure why some people. Yeah, there is some. This is not ideal, but nah, YOLO. There is some more. Nah. ARM64 is, of course. Maybe we should check ARM64. Does ARM have the same? ARM had the same. Okay, fine. Anyway, that's really it now. Yeah, whatever. I guess maybe we test one more if the config system actually freaking works. And then we call it a day and continue the next days and weeks with more professionally pre-edited and higher quality live streams. At least today we didn't have too many drop frames. So let's see, that works at least on the first glance. And help system. But leave in the comments below, British versus simplified English. Does this stuff trigger you, or anyway you probably YOLO and don't care? And also microkernel and new compiler stuff. Actually this is funny. SPARC 64 op not available. Good that we tested this. Looks like there is at least some either regression, but maybe simply a real typo, because I never cared much. No, here is SPARC 64 opt. Funny. I think this should be that though. SD config architecture. That definitely looks like that. Let's see what it says here. There is no SD config. Something's not working there. So much to testing. Probably have to fiddle with that another day. But yeah, shouldn't have tested this. The more you test, the more issues you find, and recurring theme here. Actually, I could add this to. So let's commit this, and then we add this to the to-do notes here. But maybe I have this here somewhere off. Scripts config head times not working. Maybe it's architecture files not included or something as simple as that, but that's something for another day. Where's now my of the many. Here. So substituted, optimized, all variants of in architecture. Yeah, I probably also would not have named this so long. Somehow in retrospect, this might not have been the very best choice. You know, as we touch already so much, maybe should we? Nah, I don't know. Anyway, maybe I just leave it like I was for a moment thinking if we should touch more double spaces, but no, maybe not. Anyway, probably 20 years ago, so they also see how much preferences change. I think 20 years ago I was one of those advocating for like long stuff like architecture and packages. Nowadays I would probably not do that. So in our microkernel we will have just Arch and stuff, and somehow what is here with name resolution today or something of that sort. Nowadays it would have been probably better like just Arch and packages, but yeah, now it's what we have here, but yeah, like sources also, but that's what it is now. Certainly not touching that, probably for not disturbing the history there even more, because yeah, it doesn't give me much except work of renaming the stuff, and changing documentation and all this scripts here, but yeah. We learned some stuff, including that fiber channel stuff doesn't work here on this UltraSPARC Sunblade 1000, and that the new SPARC processors have non-branch and non-conditional code register. I slightly wonder when this was introduced. Do we have this in the Google history? And yeah, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Patreon, if that is something you feel like contributing. Where is even... Do we still have that? And we have Sun SPARC CPU either reduction. Also, yeah, artificial intelligence. Usually, you don't get a good. Must include that. 2011. So that was somewhere like here, maybe. Here is that. So that is probably a good indication, but yeah, artificial intelligence, my ass, even Google, yeah, so this is like not artificial intelligence. If it would be, it would give us a clear answer, but yeah, gives us random snippets. So yeah, another thing, so that is SPARC Niagara 4, T4 and whatnot, CVB, I guess. Conditional, where do we have this? If another conditional comes after, add an heuristic, use CV conditional for unconditional jumps 2, bootstrapped. Oh, wait a second, this might not be entirely. Let's see if this document gives us some clues. So is freaking yeah, something is up here with whatever is going on with our network. Funny enough, we don't have drop frames, but hello, name resolution. Yeah. So much to hydration. Hello, can we load or see what was it? BE, I guess. When was it? Provides non-privileged compare and branch instructions as following. So yeah, right now it's at least the earliest we find T4. Recent release of Intel. Yeah, so much too. This would be conditional. unprivileged compare and branch without delay slot. Maybe we simply better like Sun, Spark, non-delay slot branch. Didn't even realize it, but then again I didn't had modern UltraSPARC anyway. So much to artificial intelligence in 2020, Google search not. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you learned something, and don't forget to share, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon for all the microkernel and compiler stuff. We can also see here live. Of course we lose here this picture. Also, although I had here serial console like this one, but that was only the open firmware. I don't even have cable display. Actually, I think it switched off, so let me check the lighted logo. Yeah, so that switches off, so then it's a pure Ultra 5 regression. I didn't test the Ultra 30, only so much you can test on a daily basis. But at least it still works on some Sparks. So much to that. Do we still have so let's SVN up here on the AMD Ryzen, getting that fine changes. But yeah, so much for this live stream. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.